What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We haven't done one of these in a while, but today we are having a conversational video talking about product market fit. So we've done a few videos about it already, but we haven't really sat down to talk about it. And I really wanted this video to be something where we kind of share a little bit of our experience with two different products that we've launched. One has reached product market fit immediately, and one we're still working on.
We're still working on it, yeah.
Yeah. So I think let's just start with defining what product market fit is. Do you want to take the lead here?
Let's take the definition by Wikipedia. We can maybe have it on the screen as well. But product market fit or product, They said product market fit, also known as product market fit. I really don't know it. But this is, according to Wikipedia, is the degree to which a product satisfies a strong market demand. Okay, now it's very blurry, and it's something that is very, sorry about that, I'll turn off the notification. So it's very blurry, and it's something that is kind of hard to measure. It's not like something that is on and off. It's not linear. It can be a range of different things, but in general it means that you are solving the issue you were trying to solve for a big market. Your customers are staying, they're willing to pay, they're using the product, and everything goes up and to the right. That's pretty much the definition of product market fit.
I think it's basically, like, to put it in simple terms that we would usually speak in, I think product market fit is when you say, okay, my product is good enough to have customers continue using it. Like, it's good enough that people will use it, stay with it, and it will answer the need that they use it for.
Yeah, I think it's also the right stage for growth. Once you hit product market fit, that's when it's really the time to throw in the marketing budget. I see a lot of companies trying to, they really want to get these first few users, so they're just gonna, let's just throw some money at Facebook or Google, and then that's usually just a waste of time, because you bring in these new customers. Even if you do get to acquire them, they usually leave right away, and it's really not the point where you want to be. You want to be at the point where if you bring in a new customer, the lifetime value of that customer is going to be much higher, and all it needs to do is just stay longer and be able to pay during this time. So I think that's the point where you want to head towards growth, and it's that point that you're just solving the main issues.
Yeah, and I think in our experience, one of the things that you kind of feel when you reach the product market fit is that the product kind of takes a life of its own. Like, you don't have to work as hard at marketing it. You still need to do marketing. You still need to work on a lot of things in the product and around it, but it's just like customers are happy using it. They are starting to spread the word. They are starting to enjoy using it, and you don't have to work as hard.
I think it's also something that is it might be different from a bootstrap company to any company that gets some sort of funding. That when you get to product market fit, that's usually when you can actually start a bigger company around the product. You can start hiring people, and the product is going to generate some more resources for you to build more, and start working on sales and marketing and support and everything else around it, and you can really take everything to the next level, as opposed to if you get some like external budget, then you can try and build the things in advance to kind of try and funnel everything into creating this product market fit. So if you're going bootstrap, you're usually going to go product market fit first, and then everything else aside. And if you're raising some funding, then it's going to be the other way around. For us, we can definitely feel it. Like, for the products we didn't get market fit for, it's impossible for us to really grow the team and make it work. Even if we do want to do it, if there's tons of things to do, it's just you're not there yet, so it doesn't make sense to hire a lot of people and it's just bleeding out all the money.
And basically the thing that we're trying to do is always work on the profit from the product. We always want to make sure that the product is either profitable or breaking even, and then it's really hard to do when the product is leaking out customers. It's not at market fit. Growing it is impossible, basically. Okay, so we kind of defined what it means to be at product market fit or not be at market fit in our experience. Now, I really want us to talk about the two products that we have that I think are the clearest examples. one with product market fit and one without. Which one do you think we should start with?
I think we should start with the one that is not. I think we can also refer after that to some product that are kind of in the middle. Because it's not, again, as I mentioned, it's not like a linear thing. It's not like 1 or 0. It can be somewhere in the middle, and it's something you can always refine and make it better. So the one that we do have that is currently doesn't have a product market fit is a product called EasyCall. It's a product that allows you, we've talked about it a few times in the channel. So it's a product that basically allows you as a business to sign up, purchase a business or a personal local mobile phone number and start receiving and making calls and SMS, pretty much having your own call center, inviting different agents, create departments and stuff like that. So for this one, definitely at the moment where we're at right now, we don't have product market fit. We see we are getting to acquire new customers. However, usually they're either leaving too soon or not willing to pay enough for the product for us to be profitable in any way and grow the customer base.
And I think that the thing you can see with EasyCall is that there are a lot of really good call center software out there. And we launched a product with an idea that we will innovate in a specific area there. And then we found out that people, while they might like this innovation idea, which I don't think they necessarily did, they didn't care about it as much, but let's say they do like it, they still want the basic stuff from a call center that we just didn't offer. So once we started developing for that, for reaching this market fit and getting these features out there, we just found out that it was a lot of work to get it to a place where it fills in all the needs of the customers. So some customers, it fills all their needs, but a lot of them are missing. Even if it's just something small, it's enough to get them to look for a different solution. So that's EasyCall, and we'll talk soon about how exactly it looks, even though we kind of did. Basically, it means that customers are either not willing to pay or installing and leaving. And we are continuously chasing new customers with EasyCall, trying to get new customers through the door because the existing ones are not necessarily staying in. And that's a huge issue. It's kind of like an e-commerce store that continuously tries to get new customers and not focuses on retention. And then you're always chasing new customers and it never ends. And it's exactly where we don't want to be with a SaaS business. Okay, and then we have ReConvert. ReConvert is the other end of the spectrum. It's the golden child. It's the favorite child in the family, definitely. And basically, we launched ReConvert in 2018, and it's a post-purchase upsell and cross-sell app for Shopify stores. It has a lot of things other than that, but let's just keep it at that. And we launched it specifically for the Shopify thank you page. And back when we launched it, there was maybe one other app that did something like that, and it wasn't anywhere near what ReConvert did. So instantly, once we launched it, it gave stores installing it extra revenue, and then instantly it hit market fit. I mean, it wasn't far from perfect. There were a lot of issues, but it was just at market fit from day one. It was born perfect, basically. So the way that it felt was just we launched it. We got featured on the staff picks in the first week. So in the second week, we got hundreds of installs. A lot of them ended up leaving, but still it gave us a really serious kick. And it was just from launching a product that was good.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it comes from understanding the market. This was something that we kind of knew that is necessary on the market. We knew the competition. We knew what they've done wrong. The app market was kind of different back in the day. Not that there are no opportunities today, but still, it was still fairly early. We understood that there are a lot of things that could be done in another way that's just going to be better. And we just sold it in a way that was very fast to get the results you were looking for, even though many things were still missing. So we just launched with the the simplest features possible. We also understood the minds of the merchants behind it in terms of the pricing and how they look at new software and what they're looking to get, what data they want to get and what they want to display, and how everything needs to work for them, just because we knew the market. So that's something just to have in mind. If there is a market that you already know and familiar with, maybe it's a good idea to build something to that product, to that market that you know the market needs. It's just going to get you to product market fit much faster.
I think maybe one of the things we can learn from that, for the mistakes that we made, was with ReConvert, we knew the market. We knew what the market needed and what the market wanted, and we managed to build something that, even if it wasn't perfect, filled the basic need, which is the most important part. With EasyCall, we assumed we know the market. We didn't really do market research because our way of doing market research is kind of like releasing an MVP and seeing the reaction, because it's kind of cheaper than doing other methods of market research in our case. And we did that. The problem was that once we realized, it took us too long to really realize that, okay, doesn't have market fit. We're way off. It took us way too long. And then we were invested in it we were too invested, and we had a difficult time letting it go. So
yeah, we also had in that part we had other issues as well, but definitely there were issues there that we just didn't understand either how complex they are, or we just didn't understand what's important to the market and what's less important to the market. We definitely wasted our energy around building things that weren't the few things that were really important to customers.
I just think that in EasyCall, if we had launched the product in a sense of, okay, we did this MVP, now we want to use it to validate the idea, and then we would have set a deadline and a goal for this deadline, we would have been so much smarter and wasted less time there. And it's something that we can learn from. If we have a new idea now that we want to launch, we'll probably be smarter about how we launch it, even if it is in e-commerce and we know the market.
I think one thing that we will do for sure from now on is, if we launch something new, there's going to be a clear deadline and KPIs we need to measure. If we're not hitting these KPIs, then we'll make decisions that it's best to make these decisions in advance, or at least have some sort of a backup plan for these plans. So that you won't just, the easiest thing and the one thing that you really want to do all the time is just keep going with it and hoping that one day it's going to work. In reality, most businesses just don't do it. So most products just don't make it. So you need to be romantic with your idea within the boundaries of reality. And once you hit that boundary, snap back into reality and,
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Choke.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Cool. So I think, we talked about these two products. By the way, just for the sake of the example, I want to mention two other products that we have that they're working for some users, but they're kind of steady, which means they do have some sort of product market fit. Maybe they're not the best in the market, but they do solve issues for specific customers. So they are profitable. They are taking less time and energy from us, and we kind of let them sit there and grow, gradually over time. And hopefully we can get them to a better product market fit. But for now, we're just preferring to put our resources where the money is, and not where we hoping for it to be in the near or far future. In terms of the different KPIs, it's kind of obvious, but I think we should mention in a few words how it affects everything in terms of customer acquisition, retention, and monetization, and LCV. So do you want to expand a little bit about?
Sure, yeah. So in terms of, I just want to touch on one thing that you mentioned, which is that there's better players as far as the competition for some of these products. I think it's just important to say that product market fit is not the end all be all. It's the beginning point. But even if you are at market fit and there are stronger players, then they kind of continue raising the bar, and you have to catch up before you can innovate, which is also something to really consider, I think, when you're thinking of an idea, how advanced your competitors are. Otherwise, you're kind of shooting yourself in the leg, which is what we did with EasyCall. Not to say that the product is bad or that we can't make it succeed. We are doing things to try to get the product to where it needs to be, but this is definitely a decision that we kind of hurt ourselves with. So to answer your questions, as far as product customer acquisition, I think that we could see from day one in ReConvert that acquisition was easy. Like, it was easy. We did some basic marketing, but the moment customers saw us, they were like, oh, this is cool, this is a good product, I need it. They installed, they were happy with the results, and most cases they continued with us. There were a lot of bugs in the beginning. We had a specific customer that basically did QA with us on live chat. There were a lot of bugs in the beginning, but it didn't deter them because the product still did the job. And then in EasyCall, acquisition is more difficult. Like, people are not in a hurry to install and use the app because there's a lot of competition out there. They don't trust us as much. The value statement for the product is not as clear.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the market. We used to work with merchants, and merchants, if you just tell them, all right, here's extra revenue, for them it's very easy to give it a try. With this specific product, which is geared to more towards customer support, maybe sales, but mostly for customer support, they usually just want to buy this number to have it on their store and let customers call them. And then if you just wait a few months, they see, all right, so I paid for this number, I paid for this service for a few months. I don't really see the ROI on it. It's kind of hard to measure, so it's very easy for them to let go. Of course, that's setting aside from all the issues within the product, missing features or instability, that other things we need to solve all the time. So yeah, these are the things that make this acquisition a little bit tougher. However, specifically acquisition, I think it's the one thing that is not as brutal compared to retention and LTV, because eventually you can really sell the product in many different ways, and in many cases you don't really know the product until you install it. So getting these new customers, it's something that is kind of okay because we know how to do it. But when it comes to retention, that's really when you start feeling it. Customers are staying for a few days and leave. Like the average month per user are so much lower compared to all of our other products. And same goes for monetization. Getting them to spend how much we need them to spend to make it profitable it's not there. It's I think less than 1/10 of what we have with our other products. So that's a number we definitely need to work on. We have some plans for kind of the future. I think that's the next point, the things we are doing to try and get to that product market fit. Eventually, you guys, we need to remember that if we choose to shut down a product, which is something that we might have to do, if we do shut down a product or get rid of it or whatever we do with it, it means that we cut our losses, but we take all the effort, time, and money we spend and multiply it by 0, which is something that ideally you don't want to do. So yeah, that's something that you need to consider. You need to go there if you really tried everything else and it's not working, which again can happen. So as for the things we're trying to do next, is we're really trying to focus on all 3 levers. If it's acquisition, monetization, and LTV, and we're trying to build these new features that we understand from customers. We manage customer requests through the support team. We try to understand what are these features that are missing. Of course, build them. In terms of acquisition, you guys probably know that if you watch our channel, we do most of our acquisition through integrations and app store marketing in different app stores. So we want to build more of these to get more customers through the door, understand better their needs, and eventually through monetization, these new features we're building, they're all in the upgraded plan. Our main goal is to get more customers to at least get this basic plan, which is I think $20 a month, something like that. Yeah. We can try play with the pricing and all that, maybe have lower plans like $5 a month or something like that. But for now, that's kind of the few things we're trying to make. and we have this.
Yeah, I also think that kind of like with addiction, the first step is admitting you have a problem.
Yeah.
So the first step was admitting that we have a problem, that the product, the customers are not happy with it, it's not at market fit. And then the next step was talking to customers, like what do they want? And like you said, we do it through customer support. We are using Hello Next specifically to manage customer requests, and our support team knows how to log customer requests, and then we can kind of look at it and say, okay, most customers are missing this feature. And we did notice pretty early on, I think we were using Notion, not even Hello Next yet. We had like a table of customer requests, and we noticed pretty early on, okay, there's like 3 or 4 features that everyone wants. Like a lot of people are missing them. So let's close these gaps first. And then you kind of prioritize it and walk your way down according to the features that people want. So that's like one aspect of it. The other one is to focus on small wins. So even if everyone are asking for SMS, we just released SMS conversations option. And that was a big feature to specify, to develop, to everything. So we didn't start off with that. We started off with, people want a contacts page where they can see all the people they ever talk to. That's easy. We already have this data. It's just to add a page. So we started off with
change the voicemail tone.
Yeah, change the small things that people are asking for that might keep people with us. We first did that, and then the bigger things. So it's always this balance of what's most highly requested, what will have the biggest impact, and what's easier for us to do so we can get the ball rolling as fast as possible.
Yeah. Now, it's important to mention there are tons of things that people are asking for, and we used to do it more so at the beginning. Now we have the product managers kind of doing that, but every time we wanted to build something, we were trying to estimate a few things. First of all, in terms of marketing, how big is this feature? How can it help us sell the product? In terms of pricing, if it's going to help us charge more, how complex it is. The more complex it is, probably it's best to kind of delay it to as much as needed. And then how much value there is to the customer with this feature, which is kind of the core thing. Of course, you want to build a thing that have the most value for the customers, but sometimes it's more complex. So you prefer to find the easy wins that are great for marketing, are not complex, and have some value to the customer. So if you can really optimize around that, that's how you know what to build next.
I think another thing we did, which is not necessarily related to product market fit, is new integrations. Like we launched EasyCall on Shopify, even though it is a standalone product. And then we kind of started launching it on WordPress, and we integrated with different CMSs. And the goal was just to get more eyeballs on the product. We realized that the Shopify App Store is a not landmine, but like a gold mine for most of our products. We get the most leads from there. But specifically EasyCall, we just realized, okay, we looked at the e-commerce niche to start with. That's not necessarily the right place for this product. So we started taking it to other niches as well, which helped us get more installs, more eyeballs, more feedback, and figure out, so it's not a good fit for e-commerce stores. What if it's a good fit for other niches? But then we realize it's not a good fit for them either, because they are missing some things. But just the more you get customers' feedback, the easier it is to find the loopholes and the things that you kind of need to fix.
We are talking about it internally. We're not really sure if it's going to work or not. Either way, the main thing to learn here is not to learn, but the main thing to do here is to learn, because it might not work. We're doing the best we can. It's tough. Hopefully we can get it done. And if not, we'll have to make some decisions, I guess.
We'll have to make some tough decisions. We basically just wanted to take this this conversational video, and kind of expose a little bit the things that we are doing right now in the company, the things that we are maybe struggling with, because EasyCall is a product where we don't yet know where the product is going to go. So I think it's interesting to share not only the things that we did right and the things that worked for us, but also the things that we're not sure about yet. That the failures and the mistakes we made. I think two of the biggest mistakes we did with EasyCall is not doing market research, assuming we understand, And B, once we realized there were issues, not letting go fast enough. And letting go doesn't have to mean giving up on the product. It could just mean doing a huge pivot or something like that.
Yeah,
And
or just sitting down and like maybe it took you too long to understand it, but once you did sit down, understand, like give it some grace period, understand exactly what are the steps that are going to be the last resort, implement, and if it doesn't work, just know in advance what you're going to do. That's it. Like that's all you have to do, and that's something we've done now. I think we're ready to move forward and hopefully get it done, get to this sweet product market fit.
Yeah, so EasyCall is right now in a grace period. So we're letting ourselves see where it's gonna go before we make the final decision of what to do with it. If you're interested in hearing about the process and how things are going and keep an update on the product, let us know in the comments. We'll definitely make a follow-up video once we have some more updates. Again, I just think it's really fascinating to see this process in different companies, so we wanted to share ours. Let us know if it's something you're interested in. If not, that's also okay. We'll just go cry about it later, so that's fine.
Yeah, we hope it wasn't too boring for you guys. We had a great time talking about it here with you. You're going to see it in a while once it's gone live.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Ciao.